President Trump is scrapping an Obama rule on birth control coverage under Obamacare. But I want to show you what's going to happen as a result of this. And it exposes how the far right has contradictory beliefs on this issue, and they need to make a decision. They need to pick one or the other. So they say the Trump administration's moves this week to cut back on free birth control and tighten abortion restrictions could add up to an unintended consequence, according to experts. Women may end up having more abortions. On Friday, the administration rolled back key Obamacare requirements for most employers to provide free birth control as part of health insurance coverage. The new rules it issued would allow just about any employer to opt out of the birth control requirement, provided they show a sincerely held religious or moral objection. The new rules will also more strictly enforce a requirement that health insurance companies tell patients if their policies provide abortion services, and if they do, to pay for them out of a separate fund. Officials said the goal is to protect religious freedom, but research done at the Washington University School of Medicine in St. Louis suggests the two moves conflict with the goal of reducing the number of abortions. A 2012 study of more than 9,000 women found that when women got no-cost birth control, the number of unplanned pregnancies and abortions fell by between 62 and 78%. Holy shit. Quote, this study shows that by removing barriers to highly effective contraceptive methods, such as IUDs and implants, we can reduce unintended pregnancies and the need for abortions. Washington University professor Dr. Jeff Papert said in a statement, the results of this study demonstrate that we can reduce the rate of unintended pregnancy, and this is key to reducing abortions in this country. Okay, so let me explain this. So I don't even like the framing of free birth control. This is free birth control for women, because it's not. What it means is, as part of your health insurance plan, you get birth control coverage. So in other words, you're paying into your health insurance. It's not like, hey, you have health insurance, you pay nothing for it, and as part of that health insurance is free birth control. You pay into your insurance, and as part of the coverage you get is birth control. It's not free. It's part of your coverage. You want to know why? Because birth control is a medical fucking thing. It's not just to, so you can fuck and not have a kid. There are other things that it helps massively with. For example, if a woman has cysts on her ovaries, birth control can help eliminate cysts on their ovaries. There are many medical reasons to take birth control outside of the other medical reason of, hey, you can now have sex and not get pregnant. So it's not free. I don't like that frame. It's free birth control. No, it's you're paying into a health insurance plan, and that health insurance plan covers birth control. Because that's the way it fucking should work, and you should treat it. It's like if you pay into a health insurance plan and they cover Viagra. Is it free Viagra? It's not free. You're paying into your health insurance. So, but that's the right-wing framing. Free birth control. Really? Is it fucking free birth control? I can't believe this is free. Okay, so, as part of having birth control covered under health insurance, what happens? More women take birth control, and there are way fewer unintended pregnancies, which means there are way fewer abortions. When you have the widespread use of condoms, the widespread use of birth control, when you have widespread sex education, the number of abortions plummets. It drops massively. It drops significantly. And I'm surprised they even did a study to prove this, but I'm happy they did it. Because then, you could wave and say, look, this is not debatable. But common sense, if you do the math, you go, oh, of course that makes sense. More people are taking birth control, fewer unwanted pregnancies, fewer abortions. It's not that hard to follow that line of logic. But what does the far right say? They go, no, we don't want health insurance to cover birth control. Again, as they misleadingly call it, we don't want free birth control. We don't want that. But then in the next breath, they also, we don't want abortion. We want to ban abortion. If we know, as a matter of fact, that it has been proven that having the birth control covered by health insurance reduces the number of abortions, well, then you need to pick. You can't have it both ways. You can't say, we want fewer abortions and we want to ban the birth control covered under health insurance. No. You have to pick one. You have to pick one. Which one do you want? Do you want the fewer abortions? Or do you want the no birth control under the health insurance? Pick. Pick which one. You can't have them both. You can't have them both. That's not what happens in reality. So when you present them with that option, if they're being intellectually honest, they'll say, well, look, of course, fewer abortions outweighs fucking people taking a pill. So then the only logical conclusion has to be, yes, cover the free, not, again, I'm even buying into their dumbass framing. It's not free. Cover the birth control. And this is something, I read a great article about this a while ago. My brother-in-law sent it to me. It was like a woman who was pro-life and was a right-winger. And then she said, after I educated myself on the issue, that's why I'm now in favor of Planned Parenthood. That's why I'm now in favor of sex education and condoms and safe sex and the pill. And she explains, look, as a right-winger, I don't want abortions. I want to have no abortions, but if we can't have no abortions, I want to get as few as humanly possible. And obviously, the way to do that is to go all in on the liberal approach to this shit, on the progressive approach to this shit. Have Planned Parenthood, have sex education, have the condom, have the pill, and then that's the way you limit abortions. So because I'm a right-winger, this woman said, that's why I agree with the progressives and the liberals on this issue. So again, you can't, they're waging a war on human nature and on science and the way shit works. And we have to tell them, look, you pick one or the other. But no, they're doing the contradictory policy. We want fewer abortions, which is why we're going to push a policy that increases the number of abortions. Well, then I don't know what you want me to tell you. You're fucking idiots.